going to introduce a specific issue now, which is the impact of the fashion industry on the global climate agenda. Wow. As you well know, fashion is one of the most polluting industries globally, not only for the excessive use of clean water to produce fabric, but also for the contamination that is poured into water that then goes into the rivers and the oceans. So it's a major topic for the global climate agenda, and we want to address that with the storytelling approach. So I have two wonderful panelists, Miss Nataliya Resh. Good morning, and applause, a round of applause, please. Can you have a seat here? Yes. And Miss Alina Kuderska. Thank you very much for being here. Now you can sit there so that we are all together. And so we're going to project a very short video, it's 1 minute, that introduces me and my work in the United Nations, in New York and in many countries worldwide, so that you understand why I'm moderating this panel.
Enzo Di Taranto, visionary, investor and sustainability strategist, is a former diplomat, multiple award recipient, and for 3 decades been manager of multi-billion-dollar sustainability programs, magnified by his pivotal role as the campaign manager for the United Nations Secretary-General in New York. Since 1990, Enzo Di Taranto has garnered global recognition for his efforts in advancing the Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development in conflict and disaster zones worldwide, from Colombia, Nicaragua, and Haiti to Laos, Mali, and Sudan. In more recent years, Mr. Di Taranto has fixed his gaze towards Planet Gold, an innovative eco-investing portfolio, while simultaneously advocating for the concept of sustainable luxury living within the key industries of real estate, hospitality, energy, technology, wellness, entertainment, and fashion. His forward-thinking initiatives have underscored his commitment to driving positive change on a global and massive scale.
That was not about me, it was just for you to understand why we have chosen this particular topic. And by the way, there will be the United Nations Climate Week in New York, the 3rd week of September, and we have a series of activations on conscious and sustainable fashion. If anybody is interested, please contact me. The best way is on LinkedIn, and then I will be glad to invite you and explore synergies. Now, we're going to try with these 2 amazing entrepreneurs, but before being entrepreneurs, they are obviously human beings, beautiful souls, both of them. And I would like to start with Alina Kuderska, who is a fashion designer based in New York. And she has an incredible human experience and story, because she has brought the fashion industry to target specific groups of vulnerable people, which is, the contrary of the superficiality of the fashion industry that we often experience.
Welcome to the world of Sparkies. We are an adaptive fashion company that designs comfortable, accessible and stylish clothing to support your daily needs and help you to focus on your true best self. My name is Alina Kuderska, and I'm the adaptive fashion designer and owner of Sparkies. Sparkies was launched in 2021. At Sparkies, we are redefining the fashion industry and making it more inclusive on a deeper level. Our mission is to design, produce and deliver solution-oriented and fashionable garments that meet the needs of various body types, including disability and immobility, and various life circumstances, and allow better mobility and independence. By wearing our clothing, Sparkies customers get back feeling of dignity, support and care in moments that matter. And our team, we understand that as much as inclusivity is important in clothing, it is most important in the mindset and heart. By showing that adaptive designs can be and should be stylish, nice, and happy, we reduce the unnecessary separation in the vision of our society. As much as our abilities may be different from one another, our perspectives on that shall and can change. They should be recognized, appreciated, and celebrated with pride. And the more companies and businesses are going to support our movement and unite towards the goal of connection and inclusivity, the better world we will have for us and our children to live in.
I find this story extraordinary because we often appreciate these beautiful locations and beautiful people and the celebrities, and we try to be ourselves as good in appearance as we can, but there is a large segment of the world population that has no access to the assets that we have that often are not appreciated enough. So Alina, thank you for bringing attention to those who are unfortunately not as visible as we are, and we'd love to know more about your passion and what's brought you in this space.
Thank you so much. And I would like to say from my company and people that I support, the big thank you for the opportunity to be here and share about what we do. I would say personally, as it was mentioned, I'm based in New York, and the niche of adaptive design became more popular, I would say, only for the last 5 years. However, people with special needs and with disabilities, they existed all the time. And the clothing for them was not on the floor, and that's a problem. In my personal case, I do not have any family members with special needs, neither I didn't have friends back then. Of course, I do have a lot right now. And one of the messages that I like to say that you don't have to have the cause to be part of your inner circle to be able to come up with a solution. And that's what was said about expanding the consciousness, having the open mind, yoga, meditation, seeing yourself in others. What does it mean to be compassionate? And it doesn't have to be necessarily in fashion. Let it be my path. It could be in any path. I think what is important is the approach. And personally, myself, I am a fashion designer, and it was important to me that when I had to decide what my company is going to be about, what meaning it's going to have, and when we speak about legacy and something that we can leave behind us and something that can give additional motivation beyond salary, profit, all of the good things that we can have from the business, it just resonated with me, and I felt connected and grateful, honestly, that I'm on this path and all the people that I meet. So, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. A round of applause, please, for Alina. And this is what I call as conscious fashion. That is not just about appearance, but it's what there is behind the motivation for us to be attracted by a form of art, which is fashion. Nataliya is also a fashion designer. She specialized more into the accessories line of production, and she also has a very compelling story that it's up to you to share with us or not, in what form you're going to do that, but it would be interesting to see how your life story has then inspired you to move into the fashion industry and do what you do.
Thank you so much for everybody, and this moment really special to me because I never spoke about my personal life journey to anyone, just only 3 people in the world, my mom, my ex-husband, and my very close friend knows what I have been through. And even now my heart is very emotional and beating because my life path wasn't that easy, but probably it made me who I am right now, and I try to tell you about it right now. So it's just really first time for me when I speak in hours publicly about it. Well, 15 years ago, I was diagnosed with a huge brain tumor. And my chances of survival were very slim, just very slim. And before to get to the surgery room, you know, I have to sign all the necessary documents about like that everything my belongs goes to my son's under my son's name, and they offered me the priest to do my prayer, confession, so they actually already, I felt like they said me goodbye. So, and I even wasn't 30 years old, I was in my mid-20s, and I had 4 years old baby. But, you know, just really my feeling was before start the surgery and stepping into the surgery room, I realized that my greatest fear at that moment wasn't a fear of dying, which is the most, you know, just like a common and greatest fear for everyone. My greatest fear was not be able to see my 4 years old child again. And today we also told this story, like, because there are very many women talking about mothers. Someone asked the question from the audience, and probably you would understand me that, because for me, the scariest thing was not seeing him again, not smelling him again, not hold him. And I was in New York City and my child was in Moscow. So it was 8 in the morning. In Moscow it was midnight actually, so he was sleeping and I was far away from him. And even now, so, you know, my voice is shaking because I still very emotional connected to this point of my life. Well, during the surgery, which just took almost 12 hours with 12 surgeries in the room, I had very profound spiritual experience. And Joanna also talked about meditation. She probably also understands me, you know this. And there is not a focus, I'm going to talk about it today, but I deeply down know that I made a conscious decision to come back to my body and come back to the life. Because, again, I couldn't bear the thought that my son would be raised by anyone else than me. Because they saw this kid came to me to be my son, my child, and he chose me to be his mother. So this was my decision to come back and to be next to him. Unfortunately, when I woke up after anesthesia and all of this, so I found myself completely half paralyzed. So my body was paralyzed, left side of it, my face was paralyzed, and it was such a huge pain and all of this. So I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat, I barely could talk because I also found it very difficult as my, it's very funny things, you know, because when I tried to speak out and I understood that I wanted to speak, but the sounds came out like a different language. So this is so scary, you know, so I want to speak and I just speak in it, I understand. So my brain still was okay working, so I completely understood that I'm speaking something different. And this was like a really scary. Anyhow, I came back home from the hospital and you know, I didn't know how to live because my life changed just in 1 second. Just 1 second. I was lying in a bed again. I lost all my motor function from my left side, all necessary neural connections to operate with my body. So I just felt like awful, terrible, and just only pain. I didn't feel anything else. Just really, I felt like I'm full of pain. And I couldn't share it with anybody because I didn't know how society wanted to be reacted. By the way, at that time before to the surgery, I was working on a TV as a presenter. You could understand for me how I could appear on the board like this, and even to let people know that I'm just in this situation. So because I didn't know the reaction. What I know that, people and society just expects you to shine, to be radiant. But when something wrong with you, you're out. And so that's why, of course, I couldn't share, just cut any social life because people from TV, from all of this like a glamorous society, wanted just gossips. I just was full of pain. I didn't know how to continue my life. I just knew that I came back to be a mother for my son, but I just didn't know how to communicate. So that's why around me was only my husband, my mom, and my very close friend. And I asked them, didn't talk to anybody. Even my family right now, it's the first time I'm talking openly about it after 15 years. Even my own sister, they knew that something happened to me, but they didn't know what happened to me exactly. So I even asked my mom, didn't share it with anybody. So, and then, what I told you, then when I felt to be out and don't share with anybody, first person in my life who threw me out, it was my ex-husband. So he betrayed me in all possible ways and hurt me so much. And again, I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't want to complain. It's not a topic. So it actually was, the position very poor. I was lying down. I couldn't walk. I couldn't speak. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I was like full of pain. I was just devastated mentally, physically, emotionally. And after 1 month, I spoke to him and asked him if he's going to continue to do what he's doing. I would prefer to separate. So he didn't believe in it, of course, because I was in a very poor position how I could separate because I needed kind of support, right? At least financial support. So, and I spoke to my friend, the one I told you that it was one close friend. And she said to me, no, Nataliya, please continue. You need like a best physiologist, medicine, everything to recover. So you cannot just like leave him right now because it's not the right point. After you recover, you're gonna do it. But so for me, I understood one important thing. If I would betray myself, my principles, my emotions, how I would expect from anybody to be loyal to, even him. So that's why I couldn't stay with him, and I made a decision to separate from him. So because even I understood it was very scary if he's gonna like cut me, financially and everything. Of course, it was very scary. It was that scary that I was around to time to do suicide. So, but everything was very scary. But I understood very important thing. So if I'm gonna betray myself, how I could expect from anybody to be loyal to me. So, and I separated from him. So I stayed half paralyzed with a 4-year-old baby, and of course he cut me off financially. So I couldn't work, I couldn't make money, but I believed if I came back, there is a mission, there is a purpose, and I came back to be a mother for my son. So I just had only my faith at that time. And so a lot of doctors from New York to London, they all said to me that I'm not gonna walk and wearing high heels, never, because of my balance and all of this. So And many of you know I proved they wrong. So I just forced myself from the bed. I kept moving, I fall down, I stand up, I fall down. I was full of bruises on my body, but I kept moving, continue moving, and never believe in any limits what doctor could put on you. You really could do much more. And today, the message I would like to leave is that always stand by yourself, always follow your dreams, always put up front your principles and morals, which makes you a unique personality, first of all, and always be able to extend your hand in empathy to someone who needs it around you. Because I didn't have it at that time from my ex-husband, but I know how it's very important. People don't even ask you to solve their problems. Sometimes you need just only someone alive next to you, hold your hand, and saying those supportive words that everything will be fine. We are with you and we pass it all together. So it's what exactly I wanted to tell you today, and probably this part of my life made me who I am. And yes, right now, so I'm for past 9 years a strategic partner with Better World Forum, and became to be a very good friend with Manuel, 9 years together. And also developing sustainable fashion business, fashion line, support women globally.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Nataliya. First of all, thank you for your courage. It must not be easy to share, and I feel that the energy in this room is such that you felt possible to share that with us. So thank you very much again for what you do.